Hello everyone, it's WarnogGamer4 here with another challenge run video. For this challenge run, I'm going to be using an alternate form of dodging for the run. Because of this, the weapon I'm going to be using is the Bloody Helice, as its Astel Ward Dynast Finesse allows me to dodge attacks with style. It also has 20 invulnerability frames compared to a roll's 12 iframes, making attacks easier to dodge with only a +1 to recovery frames, aka how long it takes until you can control your character again. Since this will be replacing my roll, there's gonna be no dodge rolling in this run, so let's get right into it. Well, fuck. The instinct to wanna roll is strong. Well, this run was an insta wash, so it's time to make a new character. And this time the rule will be, try not to dodge roll. And if I do, I must quit what I'm doing and die. So to start off the run, I go and get the Strength Knot Crystal tier and the Sleeping Pot Cookbook for later. Remember lads, if I roll, I need to die, and here's the first instance of the rule in action. Anyways, I obtained the medallion pieces to reach Altus Plateau, then get the Carrion Knight Sword for later. The Intelligence Knot Crystal tier to use the sword. But before I use the blade, I attempt my luck using only the dagger. And unfortunately, I deal too little damage even with a parry and riposte. Also, I rolled in one attempt, so I had to let myself die. And because of these failures of mine, I go farm and upgrade the Carrion Knight Sword to +4. Rolled trying to leave the menu and I had to forfeit my life. Also rolled while trying to fight him again. That is it, Sanguine Noble. No more Mr. Nice Tarnished. After knocking the enemy down multiple times, he eventually dies and I am rewarded with the Bloody Helice. Now it's time to upgrade the weapon by getting Somber Stone 6. And twirl my way through the lava of Prison Town to get a Somber 5 stone. While I was here, I brought up the bridge and died due to being unable to properly use the weapon to dodge. I need to upgrade the weapon and level myself up ASAP. Go into Lakeside Crystal Cave to get the Spear Talisman for a bit of conditional bonus damage specific for thrusting attacks. Fight the Putrid Avatar in Dragon Barrow, which was more annoying than it should. I got stuck on a rock which caused me to panic roll, and I needed to give up the attempt. The attempt was going so well, but eventually I take the Avatar down and get the Stone Barb cracked here for bonus stagger damage. With what I have currently and bare minimum stats, I go and fight the Godskin Noble in Volcano Manor. And during the battle I realized that getting knocked down is pretty much a death sentence, as the animation for a quick recovery is a roll. Also, having no FP reduces my iframes down to 5, I believe, making it really easy for me to get hit. For most of the fight I just bait out attacks that will allow me to shove my giant rapier into all his mounds of fat. With the Noble down, I get the Dagger Talisman for bonus critical damage, along with the Somber 7 stone. Along with getting the 8 and 9 stone in Dragon Barrow, I upgrade my weapon to +9. With the over preparation finished, now I take on Margit. Poor Margit, pretty much a pushover with the amount of damage I do. I was able to stagger him as well right before I ended him. Poor Margit was eliminated in 30 seconds. With the amount of iframes I get from the skill, I can easily glide through areas and enemies. I'm feeling pretty unstoppable right now. But that's until Godrick of all people decided to put me in my place. To show my appreciation for bringing me back down to earth, I award him with death. The fight only lasted 42 seconds. And because I died in the area of Stormveil Castle, who stalked here stole about 30% of my runes, so he must die. Oh, he's free alright, from his mortal coil. Now it's time to assault the Raya Lucaria Academy to progress with the game. Also, the extra iframes really saved me from Red Wolf's double sword spin attack. And after taking a moon nuke to the face, dodge into a Kamehameha wave, and get stunned to death, I learned through my failures how to style on Rennala. Just ignore the last moon attack though. The fight took about 3 minutes and 11 seconds, and I died 3 times. Now it's time for everyone's favorite field boss, the Draconic Tree Sentinel. That character was so excited that he suffered a heart attack. The fight against the Tree Sentinel was pure elegance. First I go behind and start wailing on him, and he couldn't even touch me with any of his attacks. The extra frames of immunity really provides a good security for survival. The fight only lasted 1 minute and 26 seconds, and I died 6 times. After Ballerina dancing my way through the capital, I get the Ritual Shield Talisman for bonus defense at full health, level up with all the runes I've accumulated up until now, also go to Lux Ruins to pick up the Ritual Sword Talisman for bonus damage at full health. After nearly dying while poking Phantom Godfrey to death, we finish off the Golden Capital by fighting Morgott. I made quick work of him in this first phase. But once I reached the next phase, he was a bit more difficult to get close to. The fight only lasted about 2 minutes and 32 seconds, and I suffered 3 deaths. And I suffered 2 deaths, which one was caused by myself. With the gold capital pretty much finished, I go and activate some graces at the mountaintop of the giants, then make my way to Redmane Castle via Waygate, in order to duel Radahn 1v1. Luckily, the Ash of War makes dodging his attacks pretty easy. Also, my Pokey Stick follow-up attacks after dodging does good regular and stagger damage. The fight against Radahn only lasted about 1 minute and 30 seconds, with 0 deaths fortunately. Then I go fight my clone, who styles on me for most of the fight. Damn the NPC and their perfect parry. Good thing they aren't that smart to two-hand the weapon afterwards. With the Mimic down, I decided that instead of fighting 2 giant annoying bosses, I should go and just fight 1 annoying boss. So I go into the rat-infested sewers, take out Mohg's copy at the bottom of the dungeon, then make my way down hardcore parkour style, in order to reach the back entrance of Deep Root Depths. And through there I can reach the river main, where I get bullied to death. Then stab Astel multiple times in the face. No mercy from me. Was able to stagger the boss for a good chunk of health. The fight only lasted about 2 minutes and 29 seconds. Moving forward, it's time to get the pieces of the secret medallion, so I kindly take it off the hands of an old man, level myself up, then fight another old man to the death to obtain the second half of the medallion. Poor Commander Niall. His summons were pretty much useless to him as they went down pretty early in the fight. The Commandant himself was very easy to stagger as I glided right through his attacks. The fight lasted only about 2 minutes and 9 seconds. After dodging my way through the annoying militiamen, I fight the Tarnished Eater invader so I can be rewarded with the last upgrade stone I need to fully level up my weapon. And after twirling around Gideon's poor bodyguard, I get my weapon to plus 10, have an unfortunate roll incident while fighting the Sanguine Noble NPC invader, and after poking and bleeding the invader multiple times, I get his armor set, to which I will now modify how I look. I went with just changing off the chest piece as it looks pretty cool with the Thieves armor set. Also decided not to go with the hood as it made me look like an assassin from an Assassin's Creed game. Still pretty cool though, but I'm not going for that right now. With my fashion obtained, I now finesse dodge my way through the treacherous roofs filled with bullshit archers. And with the candles safely lit, I have access to the Haligtree. Now it's time to go down the branches of the Haligtree, level up a bit, get lucky against the ant's projectile while trying to recover from falling. Which leads me to fighting Loretta, who would always get some cheap shots on me. I actually destroyed her pretty easily, but I did die while confirming the kill. Battle time was 2 minutes and 12 seconds, and I died 3 times. Now it's time to spin my way through the rest of the area until I reach the roots. Down here I level myself up, do an errand real quick by getting the purifying crystal tier for later. And while I'm down here at the roots of the Haligtree, I decided to face Malenia right now rather than later. But unfortunately attempts 1 and 2 ended up in a wash. It takes a little while getting used to when I should attempt attacks, so it was a bit troubling at first. But after getting used to fighting her again, I would stagger her pretty frequently. But for the second phase here, I had to be very careful because some of my usual responses to her attacks are now dangerous to attempt. Not much else to say except dodging her attacks now look pretty cool. The fight against Malenia lasted about 4 minutes and 35 seconds, and I died 2 times. With Malenia down, I go to fight Mohg right after to take care of another shard bearer. Fortunately, Mohg was pretty easy because of his weakness to blood loss. For most of the fight, I was just dancing around him and his attacks. The fight lasted 3 minutes and 6 seconds, and I died one time. With victory, I level up, and now it's time to prepare for the coming battle against Rykard. So I go and get the green turtle talisman for faster stamina regeneration, head into the spirit collar cave, and just ignore everything in the path to get to the boss. The Apostle Godskin wasn't much of a problem as I stabbed it right through him with ease. Had a scare with the Godskin Noble as getting knocked down can be a death sentence. But I got lucky with the immunity frames of getting back up. After deflating the Godskin balloon, I take care of the pet snail and get the Godskin swaddling cloth to recover health for just attacking. Unfortunately, I accidentally rolled in my first attempt against Rykard and had to forfeit my life. And in the second attempt, I got knocked down during the raining skull attack, which pretty much made it instant death as my character takes a year to pick himself back up. Pretty much all the fight was spent hugging the snake and getting my ankles burnt by the lava that surrounds the boss. This fight was just a whole lot of poking, bleeding, and fire damage. The second phase was not at all that different. The only real thing to look out for during the fight is the flying skulls that Rykard loves to spawn in. This encounter took about 9 minutes and 21 seconds, and I died 2 times. With Rykard down, it's now time to continue story progression and fight the fire giant. First phase was just done on horse because it's pretty easy to do damage while on horseback. With the constant attacking and bleed proc, he changes phase very quickly. For the beginning of the second phase, I completely focused on staggering the giant, which I succeed and just absolutely destroy his health. With the huge amount of damage I did, and when the boss stops rolling around after a while, I just poke him in the thigh and he goes down, with the fight taking about 2 minutes and 54 seconds. With the giant defeated, I now have access to Faram Azula, but before I go and fight the annoying Godskin duo, I start to collect the ingredients to make the sleeping pots. And after taking the expressway out of the dungeon, it's now nap time for the Godskin duo. And after a singular heartbreaking defeat, the second time I give them no mercy. Although I did screw up a bit on the second Godskin. But afterwards it was smooth sailing to victory. The the Godskins only lasted about 1 minute and 37 seconds, and I died that singular time. Moving forward, I get assaulted by a bunch of lightning and a hawk. Then fight the Dragonlord, who was pretty easy to stagger, as his weapon type kinda has an unreasonable amount of stagger power. But I'm not complaining about it, it makes these fights much easier. Also, the amount of bleed status effect I cause is pretty high, making Dragonlord a breeze. All the fighting took about 3 minutes and 31 seconds. With Dragonlord down, I level up, fight and eliminate the Draconic tree Sentinel protecting the fog wall, and after accidentally rolling on the way to Maliketh, I throw myself off the Great Bridge. It's now time to fight Maliketh, who for the most part was not much of a problem. I was able to stagger him at the end of the first phase. And also staggered him near the end of the second phase. And after 2 final pokes and a bleed proc, Maliketh goes down in about 2 minutes and 16 seconds. Now that we're here at the final area of the game, I take out Gideon with a bit of difficulty at first. It's been a while since I had trouble going against him. But those black flame pillars won't save you, Gideon. With Gideon down, I level up, die to Godfrey due to an inability to dodge, aka for a moment I forgot which button was the Ash of War button. For the second attempt, I just started dealing some big blows to Godfrey, which made for a quick first phase. Second phase, I just dodged most of his attacks and poked him whenever I had the chance. And once he started to get all mad, he was pretty much dead. I stagger him and it's all over for Godfrey. The fight lasted about 1 minute and 43 seconds, and I died 1 time. With the last hurdle before the final boss is eliminated, here I show my finalized build for the run, along with what's in my physic flask. Now it's time to end it, but I die against Radagon by getting a hammer to the face. For the fight against Radagon, it was a whole lot of dodging and hoping he wouldn't do attacks with fast follow-ups. Also, the smart thing here to take the initial slam hit because my FP was low. Whiff. How the hell did I whiff? How the hell did I survive this? With a poke to the dick, Radagon goes down, and it's Elden Beast time. Elden Beast, when not running away, is pretty easy to stagger. Just look at the amount of damage I do at the start of the fight. The rest of the battle is an unending barrage of stabbing. Also, I decided to take a lump here because I didn't know if I could dodge the last sword projectile. And with one final finesse dodge against the grab, the Elden Beast goes down with all the fighting taking about 5 minutes and 40 seconds. And I only died one time. There we have it, folks. I have beaten the game by not rolling to dodge attacks. This one wasn't that bad of a challenge run, as using the skill as a mean of dodging wasn't a cause of frustration at all. In fact, it was more of an upgrade because of the extended iframes and dodge on button press rather than button release. Pretty much every enemy was much easier to evade, and the FP cost wasn't bad at all, but you do need to keep an eye on the bar. It's also a very showy and cool way to dodge attacks. Overall, a very fun run to attempt. But before I end this video off, I have to say that I thank you everyone for the suggestions of challenge run ideas. I always keep an eye on the comments, but it has been overwhelming because of the amount that pop up. Not only that, but I too have my own run ideas and some from my friends as well. So I'll try to keep up with everyone and their suggestions if I can. I'll also start archiving them to help me. Well, this has been Warnock Gamer 4, and make sure to like, comment, share, subscribe, and click the bell notification for alerts when I post a new video. And thanks for watching this video and my previous videos if you have as well. Later.